When the sequel Black Panther hits theaters next week, there will be joy, but also mourning as fans remember the late Chadwick Boseman. His wife, Simone Ledward Boseman, spoke exclusively to our Whoopi Goldberg about his final days, his legacy, and how he still is inspiring so many.
He was an artist. He was an artist, and he was a leader, and he was a king. And, you know, and that I got to be by his side for that he chose me to be by his side for that is just, you know, it's the greatest blessing. I met this person who was this wonderful man, and he then ended up being a global superstar.
Yeah.
And really, after Black Panther came out, it did kind of happen overnight.
Black Panther would forever change Chadwick Boseman's life. It catapulted him to a different stratosphere of fame. The film earned more than $1 billion worldwide, with Chadwick becoming the first black superhero in the Marvel universe. I mean, one of the best things I remember when Black Panther was coming out, there was a little boy who was standing in front of his television, and it meant he could be Black Panther.
Yeah. And I'm so proud, too, that this story gets to continue.
Yeah.
That these little 8-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 75-year-olds, you know, will continue to be inspired by this story.
We knew that we had something special that we wanted to give the world, that we could be full human beings in the roles that we were playing.
I know that when people fall in love with that character, they're falling in love with Chad.
But in 2020, after a hard-fought and private 4-year battle with colon cancer, the 43-year-old actor passed away. Now, the news both shocked and devastated fans around the world. And it devastated his family, including the love of his life, his widow, Simone Boseman.
Some days I'm doing worse than I'm really willing to acknowledge, and other days I'm doing better than I feel comfortable admitting.
Right.
You know, the grief really, it moves in, it sits on your shoulder, and it says, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So you're just, you know, getting used to carrying the weight of all of it.
Yeah.
Simone, you're with me every day. I have to acknowledge you right now. Love you.
It has been the most challenging 2 years I've ever had in my life.
When you decided not to share what was happening, were you scared somebody was going to dig and find out that he was much iller than people thought?
It was COVID, when things were really starting to spiral. And that meant that everybody was in their house. And there was no pressure for anybody to go outside. It seemed like, is this a crazy coincidence that we get to actually be inside, we get to be here with family, with, you know, together. And everybody in the world is also experiencing this togetherness in the midst of this awful, scary, unpredictable time. We kept that circle real. Our circle was basically a dot.
That support was a needed crutch. What does it mean to you when you hear people saying Wakanda forever?
You know, yes, the representation, but really it's the humanity. It's the complexity, it's the richness that has become this catalyst for community. And, you know, it really was the most powerful piece of work that Chad, you know, was able to, that he was able to lay the foundation for that is an immense point of pride.
It would be Simone who would accept the Golden Globe on her late husband's behalf for his role in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I ain't like you, color. I got talent. Oh, me and this home, we's tight.
He would say something beautiful, something inspiring, something that would amplify that little voice inside of all of us that tells you you can, that tells you to keep going, that calls you back to what you are meant to be doing at this moment in history.
I think that the hardest thing was wondering if he was going to have enough time to do all the work that he wanted to do, because he was very clear on what he needed to do.
Howard University was his beloved alma mater, where they recently reestablished their College of Fine Arts program, naming it in his honor.
We have 4 scholars. One of them graduated this past year and, was very proud to be the first graduating Boseman scholar of the first graduating class of the Chadwick Boseman College of Fine Arts.
One of the scholars is junior acting major Sean Smith.
Chadwick Boseman's legacy has paved the way for me. He showed that you weren't just limited to these basic roles. You could do whatever you want.
And education was a huge, important part of Chadwick's legacy.
Taking this mantle, and we are carrying it to as many voices as we can. I can't believe that I was so lucky. I can't believe that I got to love this person, and I also got them to love me too.
Our thanks to Whoopi Goldberg.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.